So I covered Timbo back in TCAP 13, and I thought I was done with him because I felt like I went over everything, but little did I know he was tipping under different names for years. And so I got the idea to cover him again, but this time under the name Chicken Man. And the absolute crazy part about this is he was only around under that name for about 6 months. And somehow, Phil managed to say his name a bare minimum of 438 times. Let that sink in. Less than 6 months, and he said the name Chicken Man 438 times. How does that even happen? Well, you're about to find out right now.
Okay. Chicken Man tipped me $1.50. He says, Chick-fil-A. You mean Chick-fil-A? You spelled that completely wrong. But they asked me to be their mascot. They only offered me 2 bags of chicken feed every 2 weeks, which I said no to. Is that not enough? It's not enough, so I kept my egg-laying job. All right, well, good for you, Chicken Man. Just so you know, there's no such thing as a male chicken, because if there were, you wouldn't be. A chicken is female. I don't know why I'm even addressing this. Thank you for the tip. Phil Smokes Crack just tipped me $20 to start off tonight. He says, hey, let's start this shit off good tonight. You make my night better. I hope that you know that. Thank you, Phil Smokes Crack. I feel like I should clarify since the beginning of the stream that no, I do not smoke crack. This is just someone who has a silly name and uses it from time to time, and I appreciate the support. So right now, Phil Smokes Crack is the top contributor of the night. The way that we do every single week on Flight Simulator streams is whoever is the top contributor by the end of the stream gets to pick where we go next week. That's why we're going to Tijuana to start tonight, and we'll see what happens. Fair enough? All right. Derek is excited. He says, I'm very happy we're doing Hong Kong tonight. I really want to do Hong Kong tonight. I think it would be fun. Star-Lord, good evening to you. Good to see you. Despair Carl says that was only iced coffee. It's not. You just earn yourself a permanent ban, and I'm not joking, because I've already said time and time and time again, you're not allowed to make jokes like that. And number one, insult contributors, and number two, harass only iced coffee. So enjoy your permanent ban. People just never learn.
Now, I remembered that clip because I used it in this video, where I uncovered that Timbo was also going by Phil Smokes Crack. But just think about that for a minute. He's hiding in Phil's chat. That's already bad enough. But then he tips his Chicken Man and completely fucks up the message, of course, because he's stupid. And then immediately after that, he tips again as Phil Smokes Crack. And if you go back and listen to it, he fucked that message up too. Now, that clip happened roughly a month after he went on Kiwi Farms and posted those messages about how he was done with Phil and never going back. And look at him here, tipping multiple times, under multiple names. How much lower can you possibly go?
And say goodnight, motherfucker. I got him. Ha! Got him. Like an aerial pilot ace in World War II dogfight. I just took down the red motherfucking Baron. Or the red, or what would you call him? The Red Derek. We just took down the Red Derek. Screw him. Oh yeah, Chicken Man says he went to Wisconsin once, and they had brats with sauerkraut on top. They said they're known for that in Wisconsin. Derek, no worries. Every time there's a new one, tell me, and I'll take care of it. I'm not having that shit anymore. I got the tools to take care of it, so we'll do it.
I had to edit that down because he legit spent about 10 minutes just sitting there staring at his laptop, trying to ban all these fake Dereks. Meanwhile, there's little Derish crying because people are impersonating him and spamming the chat. Oh, what's wrong, Derek? You don't like when other people are spamming nonsense every 2 minutes, you fucking idiot? And speaking of idiots, Chicken Man tells Phil that Wisconsin is famous for having brats with sauerkraut on top and that he visited there once. That's how he knows that. Like I said after the last clip, how much lower can you possibly go? Not only is he tipping under multiple names, but he's having to pretend he's not from Wisconsin so he can tell Phil a fun fact about his own city. Gee, Timbo, I wonder how I caught you, dumb shit.
Chicken Man, I'm not going to ban you. He says, don't ban me. I'm the real Chicken Man. I can't resub until payday on Friday. I would not ban you because you're not subbed. Just don't do anything to get banned. You know what I mean? Don't break the rules or you'll be all right. No one's going to think you're an imposter. Okay. Well, that was a short-lived team up. Now Chicken Man has become a channel member. What happened? I thought you said you had to wait till Friday. Now he became a member. I wonder what happened there, but thank you, Chicken Man.
So those two clips were about 4 minutes apart. And in the first one, Chicken Man says he can't resub until payday. And he's worried because apparently there's a fake Chicken Man in the chat and neither one of them have a crown, so Phil might not be able to tell who's who and ban the wrong person. About 4 minutes goes by and all of a sudden, Chicken Man resubs to the channel, and the only thing that was going through my mind was, what are the odds that Timbo went to one of those online payday loan places and took out a quick loan, then came back and resubbed to the channel? Because when Timbo's bankruptcy documents became public, they were littered with all those payday loan places. And again, it just leaves me asking, how much lower can you possibly go?
Every 3 of the first 3 videos of Alan Waker claimed on YouTube. So I'm making nothing on them. Okay? So there's nothing I can do about that. I knew this was going to happen. All the videos have that licensed music. By the way, I accidentally timed out Chicken Man. I didn't mean to do that. He's not banned. Chicken Man is not banned. I was misclicked. I wanted to see what... I had banned the other guy, and I went to click again, and it fucking clicked on timeout Chicken Man. So Chicken Man, that's a complete accident, and I apologize again. Just one of the annoying things about YouTube is that I can misclick by accident. And I did. That was completely my fault, and I will fess up to it. That is not intentional, and I'm very sorry, Chicken Man. You can come back in 10 minutes. I can't remove the timeout. On YouTube, you can't even remove the timeout. Yeah, I'm looking at it. They won't let me. Yeah, report, put user in timeout, hide user on the chat. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't even fix it. I can't even remove the goddamn thing. So I'm sorry, Chicken Man. You're welcome. You're certainly welcome back in 10 minutes. I hope you're not angry with me. I didn't mean to do it. I swear it was a mistake. That's right, a simple misclick, and Chicken Man got thrown right into the fucking lava. That sucks. And Chicken Man did a super chat, said, at least you use honey barbecue sauce this time, because I accidentally timed out Chicken Man earlier, and again, I apologize. That was a complete misclick, the stupid fucking thing. YouTube can be a pain in the ass sometimes, man. Oh, wow, excuse me. That was revolting.
You disgusting pig. You make me sick, Phil. How do you live with yourself? But, oops, sorry about that, Timbo. Come back in 10 minutes, and if you don't like it, grit fucked. But that's what happens when you're just banning people all the time, instead of just letting the person say, celebrate Gout 100, or whatever it is they said. He has to personally go in and ban them. Luckily for Phil, Chicken Man is gutless, so not only did he wait out the 10 minutes, he immediately gave him a super chat as soon as he could. Say it with me this time. How much lower can you possibly go?
What plane do I want? Do I want this one or do I want a different one? Let's take a look. Shout out to T. Holmes, who's tipped me $5. So what kind of overalls does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim. Get it? Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim, denim. I get it. Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to T. Holmes for the tip. Also, I just got a tip from Chicken Man. $1.50 tip. He says, does Kat think you're sexy in those glasses? Has she ever said that before while you wear them? No. No, she's never said that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it's time for me to get a denim vest because that's what people voted for. Let's get the denim. I actually do have fake aviators. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Would you guys prefer if I wear these real sunglasses or if I go get my fake aviators out of the closet? Because I actually have fake aviators from a few years ago for a costume, a Halloween costume. What do you think? Which would you prefer? Let's see what people say. Hobo watches aviators. Let's see the aviators. All right, let me see if I can find them. They're in my bedroom closet. Give me a second to run and see. I'm pretty sure I know where they are.
What an absolute waste of a stream. He was away from the camera for like 10 minutes looking for those fucking glasses. And by the way, he uploaded all of it to his YouTube channel. But let's go back to the disturbing part. Chicken Man tips and asks Phil, does Kat think you're sexy in those glasses? Has she ever said that while you're wearing them? And that's fucking disgusting. But it made me think back to a screenshot that I used in the Phil Smokes Crack video, where Timbo said, quote, if I was gay, I would 1v1 Kat faux Phil's love, unquote. And it just takes me back to when somebody gets to you, Phil, it ain't gonna be one of us, it's gonna be one of your people. And hopefully you have enough room at the Branch Davidian compound, because when Timbo declares bankruptcy for a 4th time, he's probably gonna need a place to crash, and it seems like you and him would be really good roommates. The next one's a clip, let's go.
Someone whose name I can't even pronounce in their hat rankings is Military 1, Platinum 2, Digital 3, and Camo 4. Chicken Man, I already said, see, Chicken Man, here we go. Oh, those are born. All right. Guys, listen up. You gonna listen? I hope you'll listen.
Signs of a battle. I should investigate.
Burning ship, signs of a battle. Here's the deal. These hats are for the summer. I've already said this. I said, the reason these hats are for now is because it's hot. It is still hot. You know, it's not burning hot anymore. Our heat wave is finally over. I can't wear heavy-ass hats in the middle of warm weather when I need the air conditioner pumping. You understand? When it gets cooler in the fall and temperatures dip in another couple months, I will look to maybe get another couple hats off of, you know, Amazon that will basically be variety for the stream. Something completely different. They won't be these military outdoorsy hats. They'll be something different. And then during the year, we can rotate hats in and out. You see? Makes sense? I feel that makes sense. But I wanted to start off with something that was seasonal to what we're doing and makes sense for now, so that way it's not, oh, I'm wearing it and I'm uncomfortable and shit. You understand? Snow Carl says he likes the military hat and the one with the platinum tips. He doesn't like the other tip. Well, there you go.
Hey, Snow Carl, go fuck yourself. But look who's on the leaderboard. Jew Dante. I wonder where that name went. Just another instance of some random person showing up, giving Phil thousands of dollars, and then just disappearing. Now this shocks me. But Chicken Man complains that all the hats are boring, which he's right. Not only are they boring, they're stupid too. But Phil cries that it's too hot and that he can't wear the other hats. Gee, Phil, maybe you shouldn't have it as a reward then. Just put on your little Hitler hat. That's all anybody wants to see anyways. Next one's a clip. Let's go.
Chicken Man took me $1.50 and says, "Stop the bus. You attacked the Doctor of Disrespect about Halo." No, I did not. I did not attack him in any way, shape, or form. "You just pre-stream chat bash Among Us because it's a game you would never play." No, I did not. I said that Among Us would never have gotten the popularity that it ever had because if it was not played by celebrity-style gamers and viral streamers. I did actually not crap on Among Us at all. I don't even know much about the game because I've never played it. By the way, it's fun as hell with friends, and you bash a lot of games and call others idiots for playing them. No, I do not. You are wrong. Okay, ready? Wrong. On all three counts. Completely wrong. None of what you just said happened. But I appreciate you trying to cause drama, Chicken Man. Thank you for the tip. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we got people contradicting me, so you could get banned. Goodbye. Here we go. Since you're only here to cause drama, goodbye. And since you're here to only cause drama, goodbye. By the way, 2 new accounts who had never been on the streams before. What a shock. What? Oral Reef tipped me $1.50. Says, "What's your opinion on monarchies?" What? I don't have an opinion on monarchies. I don't really even know what you're getting at there, but thank you for the tip.
What the fuck kind of question is that? Where do these people come from? But imagine that. Some people are contradicting him in the chat, so he immediately bans them. You can't even have the opposite opinion of him, or else he'll take you out back and put a slug in the back of your head. I wonder why you have so many people trolling you, Phil. It just doesn't make any sense. But what also doesn't make any sense is, how come you didn't ban Chicken Man? He was clearly contradicting everything you said, but you let him stay around. It must have something to do with you saying his name 438 times in a 6-month span.
Chicken Man says, "You know damn well detractors would just attack any company you have a sponsorship with." And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely positively right that it doesn't matter who I got a sponsorship with. They would just be harassed by these assholes anyway. So, number one, I'm not the kind of person to take that kind of a paycheck. You know that. And number two, even when something's valid, they ruin it for me anyway. Like, for example, that Hori sponsorship that I had last year. Hori had sent me the thumb pads or the controller adjustment for the Joy-Cons, essentially, for a Switch. I tried them for about 3 weeks. I loved it. Did a video on it. That was great. Now, Hori had said they wanted to send me other products. Okay? But if you guys don't remember, COVID happened. So COVID kind of screwed everything up, admittedly. Okay? But then they mass reported me. Basically, not mass reported, but they mass harassed me. All right, boy, let me try this again. I can't really say what I want to say. They mass spammed Hori and all of their social media accounts with toxicity and negativity about me. Oh, Phil's a scammer. Oh, Phil's a shithead. He's a pedophile. He's this, he's that. Here's a million negative things about Phil. All right? I never heard from Hori again. Now, very well it could be that because of COVID, they scaled back all their campaigns and they weren't interested in doing that kind of sponsorship with an influencer like me anymore. Or it could literally be they got so much negativity about me as a result. It could very well be that they got so much negativity about me as a result of the shitheads harassing them on social media. They're like, all right, let's do the right thing. let's just not bother Phil anymore. Let's not contact, because Corey contacted me. I didn't contact them. They contacted me about the sponsorship opportunity, okay? So after likely being harassed en masse on social media about it, they said one of two things. Either because of COVID, we're not going to go through with these sponsorships anymore, or it could have easily been, well, we tried it with Phil. He did a good job with the product, but sadly, all this harassment ain't worth it, so just don't talk to him ever again. And I haven't heard from them.
I can free them if I cut down the Mongols.
I haven't heard from them in a year and a half. It was early 2020 when they contacted me, and I haven't heard from them since.
More of the same bullshit. It's never his fault. He didn't do a poor job reviewing the product. It had to be mass slander from the Good Samaritans. By the way, how many times did he change the story there? Harassment campaign. Maybe it was because of COVID. Maybe Hori just didn't want to do business with them. Also, if you go back and listen to it, he uttered the line, maybe they just didn't want to do business with an influencer like me anymore. Yes, Phil Burnell's social media influencer. I can't even say it with a straight face. This fucking guy in his pajamas all day is some kind of influencer. And Phil, I hate to break the bad news to you, but the only kind of influencer you would ever be is a mobile game influencer. Grit fucked.
I have no idea what the fuck that is, but I took a picture of it. Oh my god. An anonymous tipper. Oh, I got 2 tips that just came in at once. Chicken Man tipped me $1.50, said puzzled sandwich. That chicken does not even look like chicken they use. I love it's always big and breaded like Popeyes. Not sure brown sauce. It only has yellowish sauce. I don't even think BK has brown sauce. You're talking about this? You're talking about this. The spicy chicken sandwich that I bought yesterday. That I threw out. I did not even bite it once. This is what you're describing. Okay. The true horror of this stream. An anonymous $4 tipper, thank you very much. So now we have 2 tips that came in. It's another $5 tips. Guys, awesome. Thank you so much for the support today.
I swear, Timbo can't even speak English. Fucking regard, man. But we're going to take a little detour here. So that stream was from September 6, 2021. And Phil's talking about his day off where they went and had Burger King. And because the sandwich had too much sauce on it, he didn't even take a bite and just threw it away. So I started thinking, well, he had to have eaten something that day. And luckily, that was roughly 2 weeks before the bank leaks came out, so we can actually go and verify it. Now, his charges don't catch up till September 7th. That's just how transactions work sometimes. But we can clearly see he spent $21.66 at Burger King. By the way, there's 4 Apple iTunes charges that day for $203, but they already had DoorDash once for $39.59. And after just throwing away the Burger King, they decided DoorDash again for $76. Now, those could be backwards, but it doesn't even matter. It's all from the same day. That means for 2 people, they spent $138 on fast food that day. And remember, he spent $200 on mobile games as well. And just to add to the absurdity of it, they also spent $99 at Fred Meyer's, which is a grocery store. Then spent another $223 2 days later. And if you think back to the Bank Leaks video I made recently, he was holding fundraisers for himself during this time. Explain to us how you went bankrupt again, Phil, because I just don't understand.
So, Chicken Man is to me $1.50. He says, sadly, people don't understand not all medical conditions are easily curable. I have acid reflux so bad. I take prescribed medications, and it still doesn't always help. There are nights that I wake up, it's hard to breathe due to acid, and some days I cough nonstop. These are medical conditions, and they suck. Yeah. And the thing is, not every medical condition is like a debilitating illness that is apparent all the time. And not all of them are things that you can easily fix or do anything about, you know? Like, for example, I have high levels of uric acid in my body, also called gout. This is something that is a result of both genetics as well as lifestyle. And I didn't know that I was genetically prone to it because I didn't know my aunt had it. In fact, no one knew my aunt had it until I got it about 6 years ago. I had a flare-up out of nowhere. I was like, what's going on with my foot? I don't understand what's wrong. Went to the doctor, found out what it was, start asking around. Oh, my aunt has it. Her whole life. Never told anyone. Oh, well, if I had known that I was prone to it, maybe I would have watched my lifestyle, right? But I didn't know. So now, my entire life, no exaggeration, I have to watch what I eat and drink, and I have to do supplemental things to lower my uric acid levels. For example, I have to drink cherry juice. Cherry juice actually has anti-inflammatory properties and lowers uric acid levels of your body. So I have 1 large glass of tart cherry juice a day, and it actually helps with this condition. I have to make sure that my diet is balanced and I don't eat too much of things that cause uric acid. For example, red meats, shellfish, those kind of things are very high in uric acid. Also, if I eat way too many fatty foods, greasy fried foods, or cheeses, that also can make a flare-up happen. And in addition to all of that, alcohol. If you drink too much liquor, or beer or whatever, that can also, it doesn't really cause it, but I think what they say is it makes it worse. So if you have it or you're having issues with it, it'll make it worse. It'll compound the issue. So I have to watch all these things. And before I knew I had this condition, I never did. I was a guy who would go out and eat a giant steak. You know, I actually, when I lived in Connecticut, I would go get the prime rib and shit. This ginormous slab of meat, slamming it down in front of me. I would eat the fucking thing, you know? That was me. And then when I found out about this, I had to adjust my lifestyle. Now, would you know that I had it? No. In fact, I don't look like the kind of person who gets it, because they call it King's disease, because typically the kind of people who get it are people who, like, let's be honest, they overindulge themselves. They're sitting around overeating constantly. They're sitting around doing things that are horrible for their lifestyle. You would think that, like, someone who's, like, grossly overweight or something like that, those are the people who would get it. And I'm, you know, really, if you look at me, yeah, am I slightly overweight? Yeah, but I'm not like that. I'm not necessarily the stereotypical kind of person who would get it. For me, it's more of, because it was actually more of my genetics than anything else that it happened. So, but that's what I mean. Like, people have diseases like this and you don't know. How would you know? That's why I always say to people, when you are kind of like being mean to someone for something that is like not their fault, you have to understand that, like, that person is suffering. You know what I mean? Like, even if they don't externalize their suffering, they're suffering, man. This postnasal drip, I hate it. It really, like, it makes my life miserable half the time. Sometimes, and this is not kidding, I'll sit down to eat a meal, a nice home-cooked dinner, all right? And I sit down to eat it. All of a sudden, my postnasal drip kicks in as I try to eat the meal. And now it's like, oh, God, I'm trying to eat, and it's disgusting, and I can't taste the food as well because it's going down there. Now I'm like, oh, God, I'm trying to clear my throat, clear it out. It's just, it's nasty.
You are a disgusting human being. I don't know what other words to use. But let's go back to the beginning. Chicken Man tips and says he has acid reflux disease, and sometimes it's hard to breathe at night through the acid. Good for you, Chicken Man. I don't even know what else to say. But then Phil goes on a long rant about why he has gout. He says he has to watch what he eats and that he can't consume a lot of alcohol, red meat, or greasy food. You mean like $138 on fast food in one day? Or going to Total Wine every single week? Is that how you deal with gout, you lying piece of shit? He then says it's called King's disease. Well, that makes perfect sense, Phil. You're the king of hate, remember? He then ends it by saying he doesn't look like the stereotypical person that would get gout. Phil, you look like a fucking ghoul. What are you talking about, idiot?
Pop all the furniture. I missed the super chat? Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Chicken Man had done a super chat and said, when you stream, how do you get walking into burn calories? Do you walk around a gated community or do you walk on your days off? When I go on my break, I walk around the house and stretch. On my day off, I usually do a lot of physical activity. Like, most of my day off, I'm physically moving all around constantly. Like, no exaggeration. I get up in the morning and I'm grocery shopping. I'm going all around running errands and everything all day long. Last week, since like 10 in the morning when I woke up, I wasn't off my feet till like 10 at night. I was just constantly moving all day, burning a ton of calories.
Lower the volume, man. What the hell's wrong with you? But another message where Timbo just butchers the English language. When you stream, how do you get walking to burn calories? Do you walk around the gated community? Do you walk around your days off? Phil then says when he takes his breaks during his video games, he walks around the house and stretches. How are these fucking people real? Where do they come from? He then says on his day off, he gets a lot of physical activity in. And that last week, he started at 10 a.m. and wasn't off his feet till 10 p.m. Then where did the $138 in fast food come from? I guess you're driving, shopping, power walking, eating, and playing WWE champions all at the same time, huh? Now, the next one is the last one for Chicken Man. Let's just see what we have got.
Damn. Chicken Man did a $2 super chat, and listen to what he says. Ever talk to an old guy that said shut up over there? You mean a guy like 10 fucking years ago when I was doing a video in my condo in Connecticut and the guy was drunk on his back porch and yelled? You're seriously bringing that up now, in 2021. The guy could be fucking dead for all I know. Why are we talking about that? What the fuck? You want to talk about something that's not pertinent today? What the fucking shit? I never thought you would have brought that up before. I used to told you guys that guy was crazy. He was some old crotchety old white guy who was always almost every time you saw him, he was completely shit-faced drunk. At all times of the day, at night, he would literally be drunk. There was one time, I've told you this story. There was one time I was just sitting in my living room relaxing one night, watching TV, and I get a knock on my back door. My back door is not publicly accessible. It's a private back porch. I'm like, who the fuck climbed onto my porch and is knocking on my door? I turn on the light. It's him. I say, what? I said, what the fuck are you doing back there? And he's drunk, stammering. Hey, I went to get my mail. I locked myself out. Can you let me in? And then I could go to my front door because my front door is unlocked. But I locked myself out of the facility. What the fuck? And then there was one day, I swear to God, I was dead asleep in bed, like 4 in the morning. I'm asleep. He did the same thing, and he was pounding on my back door, and I ignored him. I said, dude, I'm in my fucking bed sleeping. I'm not getting up to let you in, you drunken fucking piece of shit. What a dickhead that guy was. And the thing, he was always drunk. He was screaming. At one time, I'm sitting on my back porch with my friends. We're just sitting there talking. And he's drunk next door screaming, yeah, you guys making noise. Shut the fuck up.
For the lights.
That's the problem with a place like that versus here. There, that was just a bunch of apartments slash condos. Even though it was technically a condo, it was more like an apartment, and you had to put up with all these assholes around you. Here where I live, it's a nice community. Everyone here is respectful. Everyone keeps to themselves. Everyone doesn't want to make problems for other people. And by the way, we're self-policed. Meaning if something goes wrong, we help each other to figure shit out or whatever. You don't have anyone causing problems here because everyone wants a nice fucking place to live. Over there, it's seriously just like a bunch of people renting. It was people renting those condos, so you just had asshole after asshole. So I'm definitely glad I'm fucking out of that situation.
He would never reach.
Typical DSP. Turns into a big tough guy years after the fact, thousands of miles away, when there's no chance of anything even happening. Well, gee, Phil, how come you didn't say anything back to him when it actually happened? Why'd you get as quiet as a mouse and start whispering? I mean, the guy was obviously drunk 24/7. You could have handled him. Oh, and by the way, I seem to recall you being drunk all the time back then too, but let's leave that part out. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if you were the one climbing onto his back porch at 4 in the morning because you're an idiot and you locked yourself out. But I guess that's why you surround yourself with guys like Chicken Man, Phil Smokes Crack, and Timbo Slice. Because these fucking bootlickers will slop up anything that you say, bankrupt themselves for you, and then when they get caught, they just change their name and do it all over again. All right, and that's it for Chicken Man. Now, let's move on to contestant number 3. And Phil, I did this one just for you, buddy.